Welcome to Exhibitor Lounge, sponsored by ExhibitEdge.com. Now, I'm your host and your trade show mixologist, Michael Gray. Here each week, you receive simple, practical, and proven tips to improve your trade show marketing strategy and get better results while maximizing your budget. Okay, we're starting a series on show rules. Now, this series will clear up a lot of confusion about what you can and you can't do within your exhibit space. Now, to start, we need to talk about the different types of exhibit spaces, as the rules are different for each. Now, the linear or the inline exhibit is the most restrictive. Now, they're designed by terms like 8 by 10, which means 8 foot deep and 10 foot wide. Now, other linear sizes that you hear most are 10 by 10, 10 by 20, 10 by 30, and so on. But it basically means that you have neighbors beside you and behind you. And you are limited in two ways. Now, the first way is height. The show usually provides an 8-foot tall drape line or other 8-foot structure to separate the exhibitors back to back and to provide a visually uniform backdrop. Now, the height of the drape line determines the allowable height for your exhibit structure. Now, most portable or pop-up exhibits and banner stands will be between 78 inches to 95 inches tall, easily meeting the show rules for height in a linear configuration. Now, the show rules usually specify a maximum height at 8 foot tall. Now, I want to pause for a moment to say that show rules can be stretched depending upon the type of show. Now, a public show like a home and garden show or a jewelry show, they'll have much more lenient policy of enforcement than, say, a business-to-business event like a government or an information technology show. The rule of thumb that I always tell our clients is this: if your neighbor complains, then the show organizer will use the show rules as stated in the exhibitor manual to settle any disputes. Now, if you plan to stretch the show rules, then you need to be able to conform to those rules without compromising your message. And the reasons are pretty clear for the height restriction. If you are taller than 8 feet, then the backside of your exhibit will be exposed in the exhibit space behind you. The backside of a linear exhibit is usually not very pretty. If you plan to go taller, then I would suggest that you get the exhibit height pre-approved by the show organizer. Or get a space along the perimeter of the show, where the show rules may allow you to go to the 12-foot high maximum. Now, a variation to the 8-foot tall exhibit that usually does not impose a problem is a header that sticks up slightly taller and is not directly against the back wall, and it has a finished backside. As you move forward in the booth space, you are usually not confronted about going a little taller, as the sight line from the booth behind you, looking up, is at a pretty steep angle. So if your header is, let's say, 9 foot tall, but is 2 feet forward from the back wall of your backdoor neighbor, meaning the exhibit behind you, it probably will not be seen anyway, and they won't complain. Now, next week we'll discuss the other show rule for linear exhibits, which deals more with the exhibitors on either side of you. As always, please respond with your questions or comments, and let others know about ExhibitorLounge.com. Hey, we'll see you next week. Until then, I'm Michael Gray, telling you, relax in the Exhibitor Lounge.